He was playing with a bowl, just kind of like tapping it on the floor, just sitting there. And it just quit, you know, I mean, it was just a constant tapping, and it just quit. He didn't move, nothing moved. I went and waved my hand in front of his eye, and he just had this blank stare. He didn't do anything at all.
I'm actually sitting in my real estate course at the Orlando office, and they actually paged me during the class. And I take the phone call, and it's a message that I have to go immediately to the hospital.
We got to the hospital, went through the process. They checked him in, looked him over, and they just more or less said that, you know, he probably had a seizure and he's okay. Just make sure you go check with your family physician and follow up. And it was quite shocking to me that they took that so lightly, because as a parent, I was terrified at what just happened. He was standing by the door and he just froze up, just, you know, lights are on, no one's home, just not responded to anything at all. They had noticed that there was they called it white matter, and they said that he had cortical dysplasia on his brain. There was a surgeon that showed up and a doctor that showed up. And then next thing you know, within a blink of an eye, they come and tell you that there's a tumor on your child's brain, but it's in an area in which they can operate and it'll be fine. It's just devastating to get that information just out of nowhere.
We kind of went just day by day with it. It was good. It was only like one seizure a week. Then he started having breakthrough seizures again. And they were just staring spells. He would just be playing, and then all of a sudden he would freeze.
Unfortunately, where he was heading with the seizures, it wasn't good. The seizure won't hurt him. It's what he's doing when they're having a seizure. If he's climbing a tree, he could fall out. If he's riding a bike, he could fall off. If he's swimming, he could drown. You know, if they're driving later on in life, you know, you have no control of it. It comes on, you don't know what's going to happen.
I just was fed up. I was just to the point where all they were doing was changing his medications. We were working with medications. Medications weren't working. They knew there was something there, but they just weren't able to pinpoint it.
We were able to go to get a second opinion, and we discussed it, and we ended up going to Miami Children's Hospital.
Miami Children's Hospital had been ready to schedule me with an evaluation appointment within a week. I got a call back within 2 hours that I called. I mean, it was like one of those things that I know doesn't happen with hospitals, but God's on my side, and I got an appointment within a week.
When we get children like this, our approach is to find out what is causing the epilepsy, where it's coming from in the brain, to really understand it better. Matthew's seizure pattern was very atypical. We all tend to think of seizures as motor convulsions where you shake all over, and I think one of the problems in recognizing seizures in children is that the manifestations are very diverse. And Matthew, I think, is a typical example of this diversity and of some of the problems it raises with diagnosis.
You could tell the difference immediately in the treatment from Miami Children's Hospital, because you could tell that they were really there to see if there was an answer for us.
When we were working up here, I had a neurologist here, I had a neurosurgeon over there, I had a hospital here. You know, one doctor would talk to this doctor. You know, they were all kind of working independently, but, you know, I was just floored by the fact that you had this team of people standing right there, ready to go, to do what it took to help you.
We are such a broad program with experience in the most difficult problems, so that we have a team of individuals in our Brain Institute who are dedicated to the care of children with epilepsy.
They wanted to come to a place which had a tremendous amount of experience, so that not only the tumor could be removed and the seizures controlled, but the amount of secondary damage inflicted on their child's brain would be minimized.
My phone rang, and it was actually Dr. Deshani called us, you know, to say that The test results were in, the team had got together, they had spoke, they had reviewed everything, and they feel that my son was a candidate for surgery.
It was real easy for me to hand them my child and put my faith, and that they do it. This is what Miami Children's Hospital does.
Once the neurologist tells them that the patient has a seizure disorder, their eyes turn to us. It is important to be upfront with the family. So I think sitting down with the families and helping them understand what's going on and that what they are doing, the decision that they are taking for their family, for their child, is the right thing to do.
Dr. Bhatia, of course, came out, told us everything went fine, we could breathe. But every day got better and better, and it was like then his eyes were completely open, and he's just, he's Matthew, and he's playing games, and he's going to the air hockey table, and it was a miracle. We did our first year follow-up. He was fine, no seizures. Second year follow-up, still fine, no seizures. They do an EEG on the second year. It came out clean. This is when we can really say that our son is seizure-free.
I live in Orlando. It's about a 3-hour drive to go down there. Every time we go down there, it costs me about $200 to $300. But you know what? Anytime I have to do a follow-up or test, it's so worth my time and peace of mind for me to travel back down there just to see them.
If we hadn't found Miami Children's Hospital and this hadn't been what we did for Matthew, I don't know where Matthew would be today. If you're in the proximity, even if you're not in the proximity, they're the best. They really are.